another episode of the Stylistpreneur podcast. I am your host, Damali Fils, and today we have with us Dr. Tye and Courtney Caldwell. They are the founders of a beauty tech startup, ShearShare, the largest provider of on-demand salon and beauty space rentals and the most affordable leases in the market. Dr. Tye and Courtney, come on in the room. How are you?
Someone else is doing it.
And
Hey, so good to see you again. How have you been?
I've been moving around. Apparently that's my thing in my life. So I'm in Chicago now.
They're afraid of failure.
So like you guys, I'm cold because I know it's cold where you are. So maybe not as cold and snow as Buffalo, but
it was a transition to make that move from Dallas, Texas, all the way up north to Buffalo, New York. But you know what? We are embracing it, and we actually
all those people who are
that's amazing.
I just saw the billionaire.
I don't think it's really about where you're at. I think it's a certain time in your life when you just really have to adjust. It's an opportunity to get to know yourself in the journey of life.
Right. That's very true. Because everywhere we've relocated to, we found a way to love it. We found a way to, get into the community and meet people. And we love Chicago. So I can definitely agree with you guys on that. So I've had a chance to I've had a chance to meet you guys in person, and I absolutely love you guys.
For me,
I've been a big fan since way back when, so I had to have you on the show to share a little bit about your journey and to make sure that all of our stylist friends and salon owners knows about ShearShare, right?
Thank you. Love that.
Right? So let's rewind. Let's take it back to those initial days, those days where you're just like, you know what? Let's start a business. Or tell me about that. How did and I feel like I have an idea of how it went now.
You think those things,
I feel like Dr. Tye came to you, Courtney, and was just like, I have this big idea.
Yes.
Fill me in.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna start from here, from where I'm gonna start it, but we'll let her take it from there.
Okay.
All your listeners, they have to understand that, we live in a world of social media where people want to follow people, and they really have to find trust factor and to believe, who those people are. So my background is 30 years in the beauty and barbering industry. My doctorate in barbering and cosmetology, wrote a best-selling book, Mentor by Failure, award-winning salon and barbershop owner on both sides of the marketplace. I sit on the PBA Advisory Council, first African Black. I sit on several advisory councils for barber beauty schools across the U.S. And I think that's where we should start to really setting this thing up. ShearShare, because we want our users to know that we love this. We're the heart. We love this industry, and why we feel like we're the ones that can do what we're doing.
And I think that's what also sets us apart too, Damali, and I'm sure you would agree. There are the people out here who are trying to do something or provide some kind of software for the industry, but not have the background who has in the space, who and breathe it and know what happens day in and day out, and have the blood, sweat, and tears to prove it. And so it definitely gives us an unfair advantage for sure, because we fight really hard for our industry a lot. Even things that the industry doesn't see, we're in the back rooms, making sure that we as an industry are protected. But you're right. Dr. Tye is the one who came to me with 8 words that completely changed our lives. This needs to be an app. And I was like, okay. And I should tell everybody, I am the most risk-averse person that you ever meet. So being married to the most unemployable person in the world. When he said that, you would have thought that I would have said, no, let's maybe measure twice and cut once. But because I trust my husband, I was like, let's do this thing. And so my background has not been as a licensed cosmetologist. I wish that I could do hair. Shout out to Soul Knight over at Salon. Absolutely love.
Nice.
We're gonna always
yes, I will be loyal to her to the day God brings me home. But I was busy out in corporate America. So I was working at companies like Oracle and Right Now Technologies and Qualtrics. And so I always did that kind of 9-to-5 thing. And when he told me this, I was like, oh shoot, I am honestly maybe this is the thing that we should be doing, because, and I'll tell you the backstory for your open. I mean, it happened really by accident, guys. And I think we hear from, you know, some of the best ideas happen just because you're just trying to make sure you're solving your own problems.
Right.
And this was an issue that we had at our own salon and barbershop in Texas. We had open stations, we had new suites that we had built out, and those suites sat idle for how many months?
8 to 9.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Was forever. Even some of our clients, like 30-year clients, 20-year clients would come in and they would kind of chuckle and be like, why did y'all build that? Right. To look at this, you know, week in and week out. And we had this random stylist call us and said, hey guys, I kind of went on Google and found you. You don't know me, but I moved my own salon about 45 minutes south, and I'm definitely afraid of losing my clients who are already complaining about the long drive. And so I just need to get access to flexible space where I was, you know, classically trained. I want a professional environment. Can I rent out your empty suites on a Friday? And Tye came home and told me about this phone call, and I thought it was a prank call. And I was like, you should ignore that. No one asked to rent out like for 2 days. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
This lady must have been crazy. And he said, no. I had a conversation with her. She's licensed, vetted. She has her own clientele. She really just needs access to the space, and we have it. So let's just be helpful and let her do it. I'm like, all right, go for it. And so thank God that you did, babe. Because we love the experience so much. The stylists love the experience so much that she started asking us to do the same thing in other cities. And we're like, okay, well, I guess we can, you know, call up a random salon in Austin and cold call somebody in Houston and San Antonio for you.
And even in the same city, like we're in downtown, we got different little sections.
Downtown, up west and east. And so we were doing that for her, and then her friends see her post on social media, and they're like, wait a minute, there's no way that you're signing long-term booth rental contracts at all of these locations, and there's no way you're sharing in commissions with the salon owners. So wait, and then she kind of shared, she's like, oh, there's this nice little couple in Plano, Texas that whenever I need space to work, I kind of give them a call, tell them my budget, what kind of amenities I need, and they come back to me with like 2 or 3 options. And so for 3 years, we were manually matching this stylist and her friends to on space before my husband said, wait a minute, this is starting to feel a little bit like a full-time job. Like the app that does what we do, just so the next time somebody calls us, we can be helpful and point them in the right direction. And we went online to Google and could not find anything, Damali. And so it became the aha moment for us.
Every time we opened our mouth,
what would happen if we built it ourselves?
We're like, oh shoot. Like,
now I think that's amazing. And I love that you guys do have a background, because I've worked at salons where they're just investors. They know nothing about the beauty business. They're pretty much just there to get a free hairstyle, you know? So I love the fact that you brought that into your business. And I love the fact that it's just like, well, seems that it was the problem that you were trying to solve, and somebody else also noticed like that can, you know, benefit from that. So I think that's amazing. And I will say, for me, I was a traveling hairstylist when I found out about ShearShare, and I was just like, where am I going to work when I relocate or when I travel? And it was like, you know, like the heavens just opened for me. And I worked at some really amazing salons in New York because of ShearShare. So it does work. It's been working. But I can only imagine that, you know, as easy as it started, that some challenges started to happen. Like, what were some, I know, right? What were some
name the day, Damali? Just name any day.
Oh gosh, right?
I think think about it like this, metaphorically, vision-wise. Think about sitting in the ocean on your in your mind that thing waiting on a wave costs more than and you're ready and you're waiting on a surf, a big surf. And you're sitting there and you're waiting, you see the water in the back, and you see it can come, but it's not coming. That's how far ahead we were in front of building for the industry. We were just ahead of the curve. So the struggles that we had first starting off was the fact that the system of beauty and barbering, just the whole system, ecosystem was just broken. And it was antiquated, it was old, technology wasn't really coming in. You have some people that are doing the booking systems, but you still have some people that are doing anywhere from 60 to 7% still writing it on pen and paper. So we were doing something that was next level. And it took a lot of communication. They said you have to show and market something 7 to 9 times before somebody gets
right.
Let's share this too. Airbnb even launched 3 times, and today the CEO of Airbnb says, we'd launch, nobody would pay attention. And so we changed something on the website and launch again. That's how we felt we were in the beginning. We like put something out there and we're like, crickets. And they're like, okay, let's come back, reel it in and launch again. I think we launched probably 2 big times, I would say.
Yeah, 2 big times. I think also too, when it came down to our launch, it's just really the communication. Someone like yourself who was actually in need of it, because you were really in need of it at the time, too, you actually went out there looking for it. People looking for it. We were having to spend a lot of marketing dollars. I think a lot of our mistakes came just marketing. Marketing to people that knew we existed, but weren't ready for what we were building.
Want to make sure that we're in the things, and then because a lot of the things that we're providing for them, we knew before COVID about right away,
and then post COVID. So before COVID started happening, we started seeing a shift in salon. We started seeing
liability
and micro enterprises.
I've had like 3 surgeries. So
we're talking about independent contractors,
and still
but
be doing
COVID made a really big shift.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't hear the term gig economy until post COVID. So that's when the shift came to where independent contractors, salon suite renters, all those things started to come into play. So we knew that our being ahead of the curve was about to reach its moment where rubber was the future, hit the road. And so that's when we started to say, okay, we want to help these licensed professionals. Once we can get back to work, all those clients all those stylists who are going to people's homes and all those people who are doing their own hair, who are having cabin fever, we want to be able to help them get back to the salon. And salons and barbershops were closing. So we were just trying to figure out a way to kind of marry the communication thought process to where ShearShare can really help them.
Okay, so I love that you took that question and turned it from the industry, because you always do that. You always think about helpful to my peers first.
Nice.
What I was concerned about in the beginning, one of the biggest challenges was how the heck we're going to fund this thing.
Like the whole idea.
We are not technical co-founders,
right?
Or creating myself or spending the weekends learning how to code. Let's be honest. So we're like, well, where do you go find the person who's going to build your dream? Like, and what do you ask them when you do find them?
Chaos.
And we had no idea. So I remember, or actually this was Tye prodding me. I had a lunch with a lady when I was flying into Silicon Valley every month when I worked at Oracle. And I found LinkedIn. And I remember one day she was telling me about what she did. She's like, oh yeah, I do startups. And I kind of just like ignored it and let it fly over my head. I'm like, our worlds will never cross paths again. I probably will never see this lady again, as sweet and kind as she was. And when we had this issue, we were doing this manual stuff. Tye said, I think this is a startup. Like, call that. Always talk to you about tech startups. She might know something.
Right. Oh yeah.
We did. We gave her a phone call, and she's the one who actually helped us after she kind of helped us or coached us rather on how to find a technical co-founder, and we did that. It didn't work. Okay, well, let me introduce you to a third-party engineering team that will build whatever it is that you want to build, and let's see if there's any kind of synergy there. And so we actually had engineers who we've never met build first what they call MVP in our industry, which means like your minimally viable product. That's the basic of the basic thing, just to get somebody to transact on the app. We had been at Chipotle eating rice and beans and sharing a bowl, and we still share bowls to this day.
Okay.
Contract from Chipotle to come through. And I will say they sponsor us. But we were sharing a bowl and we were talking about the business, and we were like, are we serious about like investing? Are we serious about like trying our hat at this? Because we do not code. And so we're building an app that has never existed before. And are we the right people who should be doing that? And so took out a napkin at Chipotle. I wish we had pulled it out. Took out a napkin at Chipotle and started drawing on the napkin. And every screen of the ShearShare app on that Chipotle napkin. We have that in our living room standing right next to it.
I was going to ask, do you still have it?
We have that right next to our patent that we got from the U.S. Patent Office. We're so proud of that. And so, but when we were introduced to this third-party engineering team, we took this Chipotle napkin and slid it across the table and said, we need you guys to build that. And so, God, we had those 3 years of what we call directional data, of asking the same question on every phone call, answering the same questions of every stylist that we talked to, so that we knew what needed to go into the app. Because if we had been in front of those engineers and not had that information, we would have been paying them to try to figure it out. And so we knew what that was. Today, we have, of course, our own in-house engineering team and a phenomenal CTO and head of product. And so life looks a little different, but that was in the early days. So one, finding the engineering talent, because we're like, we don't know how to code.
I was like, I'm not trying
we're going to pay for this thing.
And
And we went above and beyond. Like, I still clutch my pearls when I think about this.
Yeah.
You have to trust your
The checking account of all the extra money,
Savings
the
account.
savings account from all the extra money. And then Tye said, I think we need to do away with the 401k. Like, we need to put all chips in. And I was like,
wow, right?
Like, it was cute before, baby, but I was like, are you serious?
Are you sure?
Right? Are you sure? I'm the one who's like, measure 8 times before we
Right.
And he's like, no, we'll figure out the measurements later. Don't worry about it. Just follow me into the burning bush. And I'm like, all right.
Gosh.
And
So what was it about the idea that made you willing to do all this? Made you willing to just throw it all in?
To kind of trust
Yes.
that we had manually matching stylists to empty space for 3 years.
Okay.
We were talking about building the app. So we had a lot of directional
Right.
data.
And I can
We had a lot of
definitely,
success. We
feel
just
that
didn't
because I
have
followed my
the
husband for the
bandwidth
past
to
10
continue to
years.
do this
He has not
as a
let
side
us
job.
astray.
I'm going
able
to school to
sit
get
here
my
and chit-chat
doctorate,
with you
and I'm
guys.
writing my
I've met
best-selling
you
book.
guys
She's
because of
she's traveling all
following
across
my
the world.
husband.
Both of us
So I
with
can
Oracle,
definitely-
and
I
our
can
son
relate
was
to
in
it.
middle school. So it was just a lot of things that we were looking for, and we just didn't know how we was going to, implement this into our life without just doing it the same way we had been doing it for 3 years.
Right.
Okay.
Proven to ourselves, like this was, it needed to be in the world and it needed to exist. And it was a real problem. I mean, we had the problem ourselves. And I think we got tired of seeing our fellow salon and barbershop owners have to close down because they couldn't find the talent to work out patients, which was very odd because we'd be walking into the schools, mentoring the rising generation of stylists, salon owners, and they would tell us, look, I just want the freedom and flexibility to do my best work. I don't want to do what you guys did, which was work out of the same location, the same chair for 20 years. I want to be able to come and go as I please, build my book of business in multiple cities. And so having those two conversations constantly being heard, we're like, we got to do something
Right.
for our industry.
Amazing. So I know when ShearShare first started, like you guys were one of a kind, where everybody's like, wait, what are they doing? But years later, I feel like things have slightly changed. There's other people that are catching on. How are you able to continue to set yourself apart from those other people?
Oh yeah. Well, for one, we are the largest provider of salon. Thank you.
Right?
Snap. We are the largest provider of on-demand salon and barbershop.
And just share with all your users.
We have the lowest
listeners and all the
prices
people that you
in
know
the entire
that we
market.
want
We
to
have
be
first
part of
mover
ShearShare,
advantage,
we
right?
help
So anybody
them
coming in
maximize
today
that.
is already
Amazing.
6.5,
Thank
7
you,
years
guys, and have a
behind
great
us
day.
and having to
Okay.
figure out that we've learned over that time. We pioneered this space, right? And I think again, something that sets us apart is our heart for the industry. Like a lot of the copycatters who have come in over time, and we've seen come and go. A lot of copycatters have come into the space. They're just engineers. They're just someone who their dad cut them $100,000 check, and they're like, "Looks cool. Like I'm going to go build the next hair beam."
Oh yeah.
And then they try to just replicate what it is that we do, but they don't have the heart for it. And when you don't have the heart for it, it's kind of like
they're afraid of
a
failure.
mom or a dad who has a newborn baby. Like it's easy to pick up the baby when it's cooing and it smells
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm in love with this child. But it's really hard to raise the baby when they have colic and they have diapers and they're sick every month. And we're the parents who are taking care of this baby when it's colicky and has a running nose and is every 5 minutes. But that's not cute to people who are not from the industry. And so they immediately abort mission and go stage left. And we are not those people. Like we are here to better support and elevate the people who we have around us every single day. And that's this industry.
I think what's unique about us too is that we're the space that we're providing is B2B, and always like calendar apps. When you think about booking apps,
I love that.
you think about all the POS systems, they are for the B2C. So the licensed professional, as you know, and then the customer. We're trying to marry, which is one of the biggest, things when people get out of school, or even when people like yourself move. What is the biggest bang for your buck in that space to work?
Right.
So we knew that because we came from this industry, how hard it was for people and our own issues we were going through for people to get that real estate that they wanted in that salon, in that barbershop, that spa. And so we wanted to marry the two because we knew that that was an issue that we was dealing with
we know that people can get any type of payment system, but
for
can't
me,
go
I
and
had
get a
to,
curated,
like a lot of self-talk,
an
like
essential
a lot
place where
of,
it really
Courtney,
fits you
you can
and your
do this.
customer
Like,
base. And so we
gone
wanted to
out
make
and
sure we
made
took care of that problem
millions
first,
of
and then
dollars
as we
for
continue to
other
move forward, we
companies.
take care of the customer second.
Bet on
something that's
yourself
really
and your
interesting too that
husband.
I've
Very
noticed that the
true.
competitors
And
wait for
help
us. They wait for
tons of
ShearShare
other
to
small
innovate.
see what you're
businesses do the
doing.
same
Yeah,
thing.
and they're like, oh, let me try to do that. And I'm like,
world, why can't I do that?
yeah, but
Or,
we've
Salon
added so much to
74
the
in Plano.
platform. You know, when you
And
first
so-
signed
so
on,
for
it
me,
was
it was
hairstylists
getting out of my own
only, and
head.
it was just by
It
the
was
day.
having a partner
Okay.
like Tye
we have,
to
you know,
encourage
every
me and say,
licensed
"No, babe,
specialty
we got
within
this.
hair,
We
skin,
can
and
do
nails,
this."
find space to work on ShearShare,
And
braiders,
believing in myself.
lash
It sounds
lady,
so cliche,
eyebrow
I
artist,
know,
Right,
waxologist,
no.
you know,
Believe
massage
in
therapists,
yourself,
barbers,
because
makeup artists,
your life, the
estheticians,
life that you're
hairstylists,
living
whatever
every
you
single
are.
day,
Okay.
What we haven't
because
added
you
yet is
are
tattoo artists, and that will
believing
come
it. You
Okay,
forward.
are
right.
speaking,
But it used to be again by the
And
day,
so
right?
we
And now
wanna
you
make
can come
sure
to
that we
ShearShare and you
left
can
a
rent by the
lasting
day,
legacy
you can
on
rent by
an
the
industry
week,
that's been
by the
family for 30
long
years,
term.
and
Like
we
Not
how
love
not
every
hourly,
single
not
day.
hourly. That
No.
was because we
Okay.
know that would be a disaster.
Logistical nightmare.
So
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
You want to work, and anywhere
make
you
sure
want
you
to
have
work, we have a
support
space for
system
you.
around you.
And the
It's
cheapest rate
easy
on the
not to
ShearShare
start something
platform
if
is
someone
$15
else
a
is thinking
day.
about
So
Okay.
think
themselves,
of somebody
putting
coming out of
themselves in your
school who only
position
maybe
to
has
do
like
Yeah.
what you want to
clients.
do.
This
So
gives them an
you have to
opportunity
hold
to
your
build up their book of
thoughts and your
business. Like
dreams
ShearShare literally
close to
grows
the
with
belt,
you.
and
If
really
you move
Okay.
to
connect
the
with people
country
who
like you
know are
did, and you're
really
like,
going
how the
to,
heck, where am I going to
be
get
a
this?
Exactly.
cheerleader for you.
Can you ShearShare
No,
like
I
try
can
before you
definitely
buy? Like figure out if
Very
we
true.
just talk to
What
each
I
other.
want is
This
Yeah.
does my personality fit
No,
the
I can
culture of that
definitely
salon?
relate
Like
to
you
that
really don't
because
know
before
that
having you
until you
guys
kind
on
of
the
work in that
podcast, I was like,
environment for
I
8
know I
hours.
need to have them
And
on the
then
podcast,
you think
but I need to
about
have everything
the
perfect
insurance
first.
that we've
I need to
added.
make
Like
sure the
we
sound is
talked
good, the
to
light is good before
for
I
2
invite them to the
years, Damali,
show.
before we
perfect
add that. And thank
Okay.
goodness,
Right. And I
like
talked
the
to
same guy
Dr.
who
Tye last week,
underwrote
and I was like, no, I
Airbnb's
need to
$1
ask.
million
I need to get
per
them on
Airbnb
here.
stay.
So I
He did
thank
the
you
same
guys for
thing for
accepting the
ShearShare
invitation.
to
Oh, amazing.
And
Before
thank you
I
for
give
that.
us something for the stylist. Right, that's great for the
It's an
host,
honor.
but what about the
No,
stylist?
I
And so
think
now
too,
for
you're
$5 a
you're
day,
in this
you
world
can
of
get up to $1
beauty,
million in
one of the things
professional
that we love
insurance just for the days
about
you
what
actually
you're doing
work.
is you're doing it with
Like genius,
class,
right?
you're doing
Right.
it with,
That's amazing. And that's
excellence.
showing that you
The
are
essence of
putting the
what you
stylists and
do
the
is
salon
all
owners
about
like
wanting to
in
serve
front.
your
Like we're
people
taking
well.
care of you guys.
So
I
that's one of
love
the reasons
that.
that we
So
didn't
when you are
hesitate to
making the
even want to
changes
do
to
this
the
podcast
apps
with
or
you
you
and
are adding
continue to work
something,
with you in
how
any
are you
kind of
keeping the
capacity that we
stylists and the
can.
salon
We're
owners
going to
in
always
mind
continue
to
to do
make
that
sure
with
that
you.
they are successful?
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Good. How are we?
So
How are we minimizing
before I
sure they're
forget the rest
successful?
of
Well, I
our
think too,
conversation here,
as a
so
salon
when
owner,
you
we
look
always
over the
wanted to make
years that you
sure
guys have had
that
ShearShare,
we
what
curated
would
our
you say you're
space.
most
We,
proud of?
know, again, it goes back to communication, the things that you
I'll go
wanted,
first.
the amenities
I
that we want to
am
make sure that we're
honestly
providing for
so
both sides.
proud
What do the
that
what are the
every
owners looking
day we are
for
helping
from the
to keep small
stylists, and what are the
businesses
stylists
open.
looking for from
I
the
mean,
owners, and then
it's
providing them that
every day,
user
Damali,
experience
we
is big
hear
for us.
from
So we wanted to
Okay.
make
people calling
that
in
we're
to
not
the
just
customer
building this
service
because we
line,
had a problem we
chatting
solved.
into our
It was
customer
easy to
success
build
line,
because we know
and
we
they're
needed
saying,
it, but
"Man,
it doesn't
thank
matter
God
because
you
I'm not
guys are
answering my own
around
questions
because
every single
I
day.
don't
We
want to
need to know
close up
what the
shop."
users want.
Last
What does the
a
Molly
couple of months
like? What
ago,
does she
Right.
or
going
people
forward?
who
not like,
What
or
does she
thinking
not
about getting
like?
out of the
And we
industry
wanted
completely
all
because they
good, bad, or
just
indifferent
disenchanted
data
by
that we're
their
getting.
love
Any
for the industry
feedback
has
is good
Yeah.
for us. So
like, you know
that's how we
what?
learn to
Like, I
just
don't want to
really
deal with the big
understand the
personalities and
market,
having to do
understand
Okay.
this
users,
and
and
sharing
then
commission
build
with that
toward
person.
that.
yeah,
I
and
just
he
want
has
to
a great
service
point.
my
Like
clients, but I don't
again,
even
I
know
think
how to go about
core
doing
to
that.
ShearShare and our
And so,
DNA is that we
every
will
day
always
we
stay
are
close
helping
to our
create like
community.
an
There's
engine
no
of jobs and
a
wealth
day
creation
where
for
we
the
are not
industry,
doing two
and
things.
that makes me
Everybody on our
proud.
team is either
Beyond all
talking to
the awards,
users
beyond all
or
the
they're writing
accolades,
code.
those things
That's
Okay.
come
it.
when you
That
do
we don't
good
have room
work,
for any
but
fluff.
you just have to
And so we have
do the
tons
good
of
work. And so the
conversations
good
with
work
stylists,
do is
salon
what makes
owners,
me the
barbershop
proudest.
owners, every
I would
single
echo
day. It's
that,
like,
but
what
I
is
think
that you
too,
need?
be?
what makes
Where is it
me
that you're hurting the
proud,
most?
you know,
Where could
is
you help
that I'm
lift the
doing
burden a little bit
something.
more?
You know that because we did it with you back in the day.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah.
Someone that I've been
Yes.
around
And
every
you've
single
seen
day.
how that
You know, we
has
hear
come
so
to
many
fruition in a
people
lot of
Yes.
different,
that
like
we
with
hear
the
so
daily
many
insurance,
people
and now
that
we're providing
always
micro loans,
have
from
negative sayings
$2,500
about
to
working with their spouse.
$250,000. We now have
I'm the
portable
seventh of 8
healthcare
kids,
benefits.
you know
Like
what
that
I'm
was
saying?
something that we never
I
had
grew up in
before.
a small home,
Pay for these
three-bedroom,
healthcare
bad,
benefits
by
by the
depression.
month. So like,
Right.
so it's a good month.
Community
February's
before
not.
community
You can
was
come
a
off and then
thing.
come back and join us again in March.
Nice.
When you
And
build that
so,
type of
all
trust
these things
early,
we have to
you
ask our
have
users
you
for,
have
our
no
community of
real
users, and then come back and
relevance
figure
to
out,
even think
okay, how is that we're going to
getting an
build this thing that's going to make their
outsider
lives
outside of the people that you
easier.
actually
That's how we
know
set everybody up for
to talk
success.
with.
Is how can we give
Because
you
people think,
access
okay,
to
well, if
something
something
that
goes
we
awry,
already know that you're going to
then you
need
got to think about divorce.
where you
gotta
are,
think
which is
Right.
about
typically literally on your mobile device and give it to you on a pay as you go basis, because that's the best way to grow a long-term sustainable business.
It's gonna be worse because as you're building trust with them, it's gonna become sticky anyway. They're gonna just learn, okay, they're not just building this just to get money, they're building it for me.
Yeah, you can tell. You can again, part of the business, it comes out. And I think people appreciate the ingenuity.
I would say so. And when you're talking about flexibility, because I feel like I can definitely speak to like being that flexible stylist. That stylist is just like, I may need somewhere to work in New York next week. What would you say your impact or ShearShare's impact has been on stylists being able to have that flexibility and that freedom to put into their beauty businesses?
Strongly encourage people to get really comfortable. That's like core for us, right? It's how do you want to grow your business? Every time we opened our mouth, are giving you access to a platform where you grow your small business atop our small business. And in a world that is constantly changing, like by 2027, more than half of all Americans are going to be independent contractors and freelance. In some capacity, not just the beauty industry. And so we are just preparing and providing a space for you to make that transition a little bit easier. You know, people have come along with this now where it's version 2.5 of the app. And so it's not as buggy as it used to be. It doesn't bells and whistles now. And it's a very clean user experience. Like having that freedom and flexibility to buy life insurance, to buy health insurance, to get that micro loan for your business, to find space in New York and Brooklyn and Manhattan. I mean, having the flexibility and being able to give you the experience that you've been used to just in your regular world. Like I press the button, Uber Eats. I press the button and I get a Lyft car. People expect that type of behavior when they're thinking about how am I going to build my small business. And so that's very important for us.
And this technology world today anyway, I think that it's more flexible than it's ever been. I think that stylists are more transient. I think that they want to be able to build their business on the go. I don't think that people actually, I think that people want to have a home, but they don't have a home with the sense of being stuck in a contract.
Exactly.
And they want to be able to move when they need to move. And people know the sweet spot that people work is 3 to 4 days. So why would I want to sign a long-term contract and pay for 7 days when I only work 3 to 4 days? So we really have done our work and our homework, but a lot of it has come through our own experiences and just listening to the people that worked at our shop and just feel needs for them. So it's people like yourself who came to us from the beginning and then started building, and then social media really helps out a lot. I think that volumes that, people are now, the new wave is this phone, everything is just technology.
In the palm of your hand.
It's in the palm of your hand. So at the end of the day, even though people want that flexibility, they want it to be a benefit and not a detriment.
There's like a long list
of course.
Payments.
Now I know you guys are the dynamic duo, okay? But nothing can be done alone, right? So when it comes to collaborations and partnerships, how have you guys been able to cultivate that, finding the right people to work with you, work for you, finding the right investors? How have you gone out about that?
Okay, well, the right investors, I'll start there. We have some amazing people on our cap table. That's just the list of investors who've invested in your company. I remember first check into ShearShare with a Black female. Venture capital check into ShearShare, Black female. First advisor to ShearShare, Black female. And as much as it pains me to say that we're on what I consider to be the best and the worst list, like we are I'm the 33rd female, African American female to have ever raised $1 million in VC funding. Now I should not know my number. Thank you, Damali.
Right, I love that.
I should not know my number. Steve Jobs, I'm sure, no idea what number he is. Mark Zuckerberg, no idea who they are. People building this AI stuff, they have no idea what number they are. But that just goes to show you, I mean, in a world where there are literally hundreds of billions of dollars that go into startups every single year, Black females get 0.06% of that. And so you ask, how do we find the investors? We start with one good one, and then that one investor will introduce us to other people. So now we have, not only Arlen Hamilton, first Black venture capitalist check into ShearShare, but she introduced us to Mark Cuban. He's an investor in ShearShare. Steve Case, who's the founder of AOL, he's an investor in ShearShare. We have some amazing NBA and NFL players. The Bumble app They're an investor in ShearShare.
Okay. I love that.
So it's like a little fire. It's
that
like one person starts it, and then there's like a string of people that bring it along. Same with entrepreneur hiring.
Cool.
We hire one good engineer, and all of a sudden,
I know your
good talent begets good talent. And so that's the way that we've been looking at engineers. You want to talk to me, investors? We're talking about how we get partnerships.
Yeah, partnerships is really based off relationships. I think that anybody that is trying to build a business, you can go somewhere fast, but you can't get there yourself. So I think sometimes you have to really understand that you have to staff your weaknesses. You have to understand how to build and grow wide before you go far. I think that it comes down to what are your weaknesses and that has the expertise and not just expertise, but just really work within the culture of what you're building. So it doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter that you got an education, because some people got more experience than the person who has education. So the person actually work, and then it comes down to if this person has been in a leadership position with this education that they have, and if they haven't, do they have the emotional intelligence to lead the team? So you have to have people who understand servant leadership.
Oh yeah, okay.
It can help you build, because it's going to take relationships to really get you to grow, and then not micromanaging. You need to allow them to have their own brain power and intelligence. I think that you have outside the box, because if you're telling people what to do, then that's another level of micromanaging.
I can agree with that. I always say I love to feel like I have some type of ownership. When I'm a part of something, I want to be able to have a voice, and I think that makes for a better team. Like I feel like people will, come around, they'll want to give that service if they feel involved, right?
And our team loves working for ShearShare. They love.
I can imagine that.
They love it.
We have fun, right? Every day we have a blast, and I swear I would do, and I don't swear, but I promise I would do the same thing. I would do something totally different, but with the same exact team. Like just pick this up and move us somewhere else. I would do the exact same thing over again.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, oh my God, I think
just for meeting you guys in person, we met at Premier Orlando in Florida a few years back, right? And you both just seem amazing. You both seem full of life and happy. Courtney's always smiling.
It's easy to be around Damali. It's
right. You guys are
same with
amazing.
partnerships.
So when it does come to technology, it's forever changing, forever growing. Where do you see technology and beauty going in the future, and how is ShearShare going to help with that?
When he gets the sense
we're constantly, we're constantly on the cusp of change. I think that when you think about AI, when you think about machine learning, well, a lot of those things are embedded in our apps. We're thinking next level. Again, we're that surfer waiting on that big wave to come. So we're always ahead of the wave and the curve. And I think that when you're doing those things and when you're thinking about it, once your business starts to scale, you're ready for it because you built the foundation. And I think technology is the new wave. There's not going to be any horse and buggies anymore. There's gas cars are changing to electric cars. And I told you have people delivering your food to you. So now there's a technology on top of beauty and barbering and the whole industry as a whole. And I think that comes with product sales. I think that comes with product tools when you go into core lists. So we want to make sure that we're giving opportunity where opportunity is somehow being missed.
Yeah, you'll see a lot more like retail sales on ShearShare now, where we're going to get the lowest rock bottom rates of your most beloved products, right? And so that's exciting. But I keep hearing from our ShearShare community that they're a little fearful about, all this talk about, they're going to ban TikTok, or they're going to, Instagram goes down, I can no longer, talk to my users. And so, what we say is that, okay, we can, as ShearShare, because we're a smaller team, we can move be a little bit more nimble. And so we've actually just gone live with this as of Monday of this week, a new social media channel. And so now you can connect with your followers on the ShearShare platform, for the followers on ShearShare. You can see
not let us astray.
You can reach out to them. Damali, you can follow 10 salons in New York, and they can get back to you and offer you a discount of 20% off just by coming over.
In a world that
hosts can reach out to the people who are interested in their salon space and be like, hey, I know you've been working here like 4 days a week. Are you interested in like a long-term commitment?
Oh, nice.
The case is, but we want to make sure that community does not get lost anywhere.
Okay.
If TikTok keeps saying that, they're going to, get banned,
keep you guys. This has been
and you don't have access to
conversation. I
your
absolutely love you
followership.
guys.
That's
I will
great because
continue to
ShearShare is
support,
creating
to
a
send all my
trusted
love, let all my stylist
ecosystem
friends
where you can
know
bring your
about
people there. So
ShearShare.
Okay,
And
but
it's nice to have a community. It's nice to feel like you're a part of something, and that you're setting up that space where other people in salons can reach out to you. So I love that idea. So I would ask, you guys have been recognized, you're getting accolades and all these things. What would you say have contributed to that? Like, I know, like, you're changing the game. You created something that did not exist, right?
Free download on Android and
yeah,
iOS.
I think that the biggest award, well, we've gotten so many, and just thank God for that.
Right.
We didn't go after these awards, but Fast Company, the magazine, named us one of the world-changing apps. And so, like, oh my gosh, like that is just like a nod to the hard work that our team puts in every single day. And honestly, it's a nod to all of our ShearShare community, because these guys are literally using the app. They come back and tell us what they like and what they don't like. And so literally building it right along with us. Like, we are not in this alone. Like, our team may be just 10 people, but we really are like 100,000 people.
Right.
And we don't take that for granted at all. So I think that that's part of the secret, is that we don't give up. We figure out what things we do well. And then, like Dr. Tye says, we go and staff our weaknesses. So we don't know the question, we go out and ask our needs. But then we just pay attention to what the industry is doing and how people are moving. Somebody tells us over and over again that they like something over here. Like, someone tells us over and over again that they're having trouble with their business acumen over here. We're not just going to let this around, because we have the blood, sweat, and tears to prove that we love this industry more today than when he started 30 years ago.
Okay.
Be able to help somebody else hurdle a challenge like that just makes us smile every single day.
I'm gonna add a lot of that. We don't give enough credit to ourselves. Think about it. It wasn't for us taking the risk. And so a lot of times this product, it would never be out to the masses.
That's right.
When you build something, it doesn't mean that they're gonna come. It's just who likes it, who's gonna your service. You needed the service. So with the investors that we have, they saw that this was a need in the marketplace. We celebrate them. That it was something that could be a benefit. And you got to give yourself credit, because there's going to be so many ups and downs and lows that you're going to go through to make this thing work. And do you have the stick-to-itness to deal with the ups and downs and the failures? And a lot of times, failures are good to build your company with, because you got to understand what it is that the marketplace want, that your users want, and who are you actually serving. So it gave us an opportunity to sit back sometimes and say, hey, you know what? Pat yourself on the back and be a little proud of yourself. At the end of the day, we want to do that.
That's amazing. And so I know you guys have given so much great advice on this episode, but like, what would be one piece of advice that you give to someone that's wanting to start in the tech and beauty space? They're wanting to start their next big business. Like, what advice would you give them?
When you think those things,
I would say make sure that you're solving a real problem. Don't do something because someone else is doing it. And don't be afraid to jump. Most people don't take the risk because, for one, they're talking themselves out of it. One, they're afraid of failure. I always give this stat everywhere I go. 98% of people would never try. 2% would think about it, and only 1% will. And so a lot of times we celebrate the 1%ers, we celebrate the Oprah Winfrey's, the Magic Johnsons, the Bob Johnsons, all those people who are doing amazing things. And I just saw the billionaire list the other day. Michael Jordan's on there, Beyonce's on there. All these people on the billionaire list, and they're the 1%ers. We celebrate them, and we buy their product. But in actuality, they did the same thing that we could do. Just go out there, jump, and grow your wings on the way down, and really bring out the greatness in you. So don't be afraid to figure out what it is that you can solve in the marketplace, and really test it, and always bet on yourself. And I was just like,
I love that.
Add your support system is key.
I think for me, it was like, I know for myself, I had to get out of my own way.
It's
we
easy
think
not to
like
start
80,000 thoughts every single day. And 75% of those thoughts are the same thing that we thought the day before. And if you are telling yourself, gosh, that's a great idea, but I'm not the one to do it. Or I could try that, but I don't have enough money. Or I should probably be doing this, but I don't even know where to start. Like, when you think
I
those
can definitely
things,
relate to
because your
that
mind
because
doesn't know
before
the
having you
difference
guys on the
between a truth and a
podcast, I was
lie,
like, I know I
it
need to
believes
have them on the
whatever we
podcast,
tell it.
but I need to have
And
everything
so
perfect first.
for
I need
me,
to
I
make sure the
had
sound is
to,
good, the light is
like, a
good
lot of
before I
self-talk, like a
invite them
lot
to the
of,
show.
no, Courtney, you can do this. Like,
Right. Right. And I
gone
talked
out
to
and made
Dr. Tye last week, and I was like,
millions
no,
of
I need to
dollars
ask. I
for
need to get
other
them on
companies.
here.
Why
So
would
I
you
thank you
not
guys
bet
for
on
accepting
yourself
the
and your
invitation.
husband
Very
and
true.
pull
Me out of
and
my
help
box.
tons of other
It's
small
an
businesses
honor.
do the same
No,
thing?
and
Like,
I think, too,
I can do that for the
you're
Oracles
in
of the
this
world.
world
Why
of
can't I
beauty,
do that
and
for, Salon
one of the things
74 in
that we
Plano?
love
And so,
about what
for
you're
me,
doing
it
is you're
was
doing it with
getting out of my own
class, you're
head.
doing it with,
It was having a partner like
excellence.
Ty
The essence
to
of what you
encourage me and
do
say,
is
"No, babe,
all
we got
about
this. We
wanting
can do
to
this."
serve your people well.
And
So that's one of the
believing in
reasons
myself.
that
It
we
sounds
didn't
so
hesitate
cliche,
to
I
want to
know,
do
but
this
Right.
podcast
Now,
with you and
believe
continue to
in
work with you in
yourself,
any kind of
because
capacity that
your
we
life,
can.
the life that you're
We're
living
gonna
every
always
single
continue to
day,
do that.
you're living it because
Oh,
you
I
are
appreciate you
believing
guys.
it. You are
Right.
speaking,
So,
you are
before I
creating
forget
it
the
as
rest
you
of our
go. And so
conversation
we want to
here,
make sure that we left a
so when
lasting
you look
legacy
over the
on an
years
industry that's
that you
fed our
guys have
family for
had
30 years,
ShearShare,
and we're
what
doing
would you
it
say you're
every
most
single day.
proud
And I would
of?
just
Because we
like,
believe.
I would definitely like to add your support system is
I'll go
key.
first.
So
Mhm.
when
I
you're
am
starting,
honestly
make
so
sure you have
proud
a
that
support system
every
around you,
day
because
we are helping to
it's
keep small
easy not to
businesses
start
open.
something if
I
someone
mean,
else is thinking about
it's
themselves,
every day,
putting
Damali,
themselves in
we
your
hear
position to
from
want
people
to
calling
do.
into a
So you
customer
have to
service line, people
hold your
chatting into our
thoughts
customer
and your
success
dreams
line,
close
and
to
they're
the belt,
saying,
and
"Man,
really
Mhm.
share
like,
with
thank
people who
God you guys
are
are
really
around,
going to,
because
be a
I close
cheerleader
up
for you.
shop,
Yeah.
last
No,
night.
I can
Nice, long
definitely.
nights, Damali, that we would just talk to each other.
were thinking about
Yeah.
getting out of the industry
No, I
completely
can
because they
definitely relate to that because
just
before having you guys on the podcast, I
disenchanted
was like, I
by
know I need
their
to have
love
them
for
on the
the industry
podcast,
had
but
went,
I need to have
like, you know
everything
what?
perfect
Like,
first.
I don't
I
want to
need
deal
to
with the
make sure
big
the sound is good,
personalities
the
and
light
having to
is
do
good
this
before I
and sharing
invite them to
commission with
the
that person.
show.
I just want to
Perfect
encourage
as
my
you are,
clients, but
Damali.
I don't
Right.
even
And I
know
talked to
how to go about
Dr.
doing
Tye last
that.
week, and I was like,
And
no, I need
so
to ask. I need
every
to get them
day
on here.
we are
So I
helping
thank you
to
guys for
create like
accepting
an
the
engine
invitation
of
and
jobs
And
and
getting me
thank you
out of
for
employment for the
my box.
industry, and that makes
it's an
me
honor.
proud.
No,
Beyond
and I
all
think
the
too,
awards,
you're
beyond all the
you're in this
accolades,
world
and
of
those things
beauty,
will
and
come when
Mhm.
you do good
one of the
work.
things that
But
we
you just have to
love
do the
about
good
what you're
work. And
doing
so
is
the
you're
good
doing it
work
with
that you do is
class,
what
you're
makes
doing
me
it
the
with
proudest.
excellence.
I would
You
echo
know, the
that,
essence
but
of
I
what you
think
do
too,
is
what makes
all about
me
wanting to
proud,
serve your people
is
well.
Mhm.
that
So
I'm doing
that's one of the reasons
something,
that we didn't
with
hesitate to
someone
even
that
want to do
I
this
can trust,
podcast with
someone
you
that
and
I've been
continue
Yes.
to
around
work with you
every
in any
single
kind of
day.
capacity
You
that
know,
we
we hear
Of
so
can.
course.
many people
We're gonna always continue to do that with
we
you.
hear so many
Oh,
people
I
that
appreciate you guys.
always have
So,
negative sayings
before I
about
forget the rest
working
of
with their
our
spouse.
conversation here,
I'm the seventh of eight
so when you
kids,
looked
what I'm
over
saying?
the years
I grew
that
up
you
in a
guys have
small
had
home, three
ShearShare,
bedroom, one
what
bath,
would you say you're
5
most proud of?
generations.
And
Oh
so
gosh.
the community
You
before
know,
community
I'll go
was a
first.
thing. And
Mhm.
I am
when
honestly
you build
so
that type of trust
proud
early,
that every
you have
day
you
we are
have
helping
no
to keep small businesses
real
open.
relevance
I
to
Okay.
mean,
even think about
it's
getting an
every
outsider
day,
outside of the
Damali, we
people that you
hear
actually
from
know
people
Mm.
calling
with.
into a customer service
Because
line,
people
people
think,
chatting
okay, well, if
into our
something goes
customer success
awry,
line,
then
and
you
they're
got to think
saying,
about
man,
divorce. You got to
like,
think
thank
Right.
about
God you guys
family
are around,
breakups.
because
Mhm.
Those
to
things are
close
going
up
to happen
shop, last
even
night,
even
a
if
couple
you
of months
don't do
ago,
good.
Exactly.
or people
And
who
it's gonna
were
be
thinking about
worse
getting out of
because
the
it's an
industry
outsider.
completely because
So
they
Mhm.
I
were
think at the end of the
just
day, one of my proudest things,
disenchanted
on a
by
daily basis is
their
working
love for
with
the
someone that I
industry
know
had
I
Yeah.
went.
trust and I
Like, you
care
know
about and I
what?
love.
Like, I don't
Oh,
want to deal with the big
that's
personalities and having
amazing.
to do
I love you
this and
guys.
sharing commission with that
What
person.
would you say
I
are
just
some of the
want to
biggest
service my
lessons you've
clients, but
learned?
I don't even know how to go about doing
Ask
that.
questions
And
early
so
and often.
every day we
Like,
are
we
helping
never
to
said
create
that we
like
need
an
to be the
engine
smartest
of
people in the room.
jobs
We've
and wealth
never thought
creation
that.
for the industry.
Stepping
And
into an
that
industry,
makes
this
me
whole tech
proud.
thing,
Beyond
like building
all
an
the
app, like
awards,
where's the
beyond
book
all
that
the
teaches you how to build
accolades,
a
those things
Right.
will
website?
come when you do good
And so
work,
we've asked a lot
but
of
you just have to
questions. And
do
so
the good
I
work. And so
would
the good work
strongly
that
encourage
you do is
people
what
to get
makes me
really
the proudest.
comfortable with
I,
being
I would I would
uncomfortable.
echo that, but I
And
think
see
too what makes me proud,
every time we opened our mouths,
that I'm
God
doing
would open the
something,
door. And we're like,
with
shoot,
someone
we didn't
that
even see
I
that
can
coming.
trust, someone
I
that
remember this
I've
week,
been
we
around
cold
every
emailed
single day.
Joe
We hear
Gebbia,
so
who's
many
about
people
Airbnb.
we hear so
And
many
we were like,
people
look, we're
that
just going to send this email because
always
we don't even
have
know,
negative
but we don't
sayings
know
about
but
working
they're
with
kind of
their
like the sharing
spouse.
economy godfathers.
I'm the
Let's just,
seventh of 8
you know,
kids, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I grew up in a
that
small
man invited
home,
us to the
3-bedroom, one
headquarters and spent
bath,
an hour,
5
5
generations.
generations.
And
Oh
so
That's
gosh.
amazing.
a community
To this
before
day,
community
Damali,
was
there
a
are things that
thing.
he told us
And
in that conversation.
when you build that type of trust early,
Still implement in
you
our
have
business
no
today.
you have no
Wow.
real
Yeah.
relevance
And a
to
cold
even think
email. You gotta
about
ask
getting
the
an
questions. You gotta be
outsider.
outside of the people that
with
you
asking
actually know.
somebody, like, hey, would you
Code
spend,
with.
2 minutes with me?
Because people think,
That-
okay,
that-
well, if something goes
I would
awry,
say stop
then
putting
you
these
got to think
fake
about
dollar amounts
divorce.
in
You
your
got to
head
think
that
about
Right.
family breakups.
Yeah.
You know, those things are going to
I
happen.
think that, you know,
Even
if you don't do
even if you don't
business
do business,
together,
have a lot of money,
exactly.
and it's gonna be worse because it's an outsider.
Exactly.
So
Right.
I think that at the end of the day, one of my proudest things, you know, on a daily basis is working with someone that I know I trust and I care about. A lot of money to start.
That's amazing. I love you guys.
That all those things will
What
come
would you
over
say are some of the
time.
biggest
And I tell
lessons
people,
you've learned?
start where you start. Stop
Ask
in your
questions
mind that
early
things
and
are bigger
often.
and cost more than what they really are.
We never
very true.
said that we need to be the smartest people in the room.
Now,
We've
when
never
we're
thought
thinking
that.
of the future, are there
Stepping into an
any
industry, this
developments
whole
coming out
tech
with
thing, like
ShearShare
building an
that
app,
anything we
like
can
where's
look
the book that
forward
teaches
to
you how to
that you
build a
can share
mobile
with us
app?
today?
And so we've asked a lot of
So,
questions.
you
And
know,
so
people know
I
us
would
as the
strongly
Airbnb of the
encourage people to
industry.
get really comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay.
have the
Asking
daily
questions of
insurance
people,
with Lloyd's of
because
London. We
every
have,
time we opened our
health
mouth,
insurance.
God
We
would
have,
open the door. And we're like,
tax
oh
rabbit
shoot, like we didn't
partnership
even
for
see that
people to,
coming.
you know,
Like
have
we
someone
remember
come
this
in and
week,
do
we
their
cold
books, which nobody loves
emailed
to do.
Joe
We have
Gebbia, who's the
accounting
founder
help,
of
every month. We
Airbnb.
have people,
And we were like, look,
who
we're
are
just
gonna
going to
help
send
you
this
get
email because
your,
we don't even know,
you
but
said
we don't
health
know.
insurance,
Ask, but
health
they're kind of like the
insurance
sharing
and
economy
your loans,
godfathers.
right? So
Let's
all
just
that covered.
email
Right.
the dude.
And so now
Found
we're
his
thinking
email,
about
emailed
this
him.
whole
That
retail
man invited us to the
partnerships, right?
headquarters and spent an
See?
hour.
Because everybody has to
See?
use products every
That's
single
amazing.
day.
To this
And how
day,
we make
Damali, there
sure
are
that we're
things that
partnering
he
with the
told
right
us in that
people to give
conversation
you more money to
still
keep in your
implement in
pockets.
our
Like,
business
okay,
today when thinking
make
Wow.
about
more money
strategy.
or make
Yeah,
more money.
and a cold
And
email. Right? You got
then
to
there's
ask
like
the
a
questions.
long
You got to
list
be
of
okay
payments. Yeah, and
with
then we're
asking
thinking about
somebody like,
mobile
"Hey, would you
payment
spend
solutions
2 minutes?"
too.
There's
Okay.
a list of
Our
that.
roadmap that if you
I would
saw
say
it, it would
stop
blow
putting these
your
fake
mind.
dollar
Got
amounts
you.
in your head that you need to
all
start
because
Yeah.
we're asking the questions.
I think that, you know,
Tell us what it is that
when you have a
that
lot of
is
money,
a
you spend
heartache
money
or a
on things
headache for
that
them
you're not
every
going to
single
learn
month.
from.
And
Frivolous.
we
Exactly.
are
Spending. I think that if you have money, there's enough money to spend toward what you
one
need.
that we think
You don't
is
have
the
to have a
best
lot
in
of
the
money to
entire
start.
world. And
You don't have to have a lot of
we owe
money
it
to
to you.
build.
And I think too,
You
a lot
know
of
that
these-
all
a lot
those
of these
things will
licensed
come over
professionals, a lot
time.
of these
And I tell
micro business
people,
owners,
start where you
they
start.
just
Stop
don't know what they
putting in
don't
your
know. They
mind
just
that
don't
things
know
are bigger
their
and
artistic,
cost more than what they really are.
That's very true.
endeavors and their business and
Now, when we're
wanting to be
thinking of the
successful.
future, are
We
there
want to
any
make
new
sure that we're giving
developments
them the
coming
things
out
that
with
they need,
ShearShare? Is there
because a
anything we
lot of
can
the
look
things that we're
forward to
providing
that
for
you can
them,
share with us
we
today?
knew
Yes,
that they
yes,
weren't
yes,
thinking
of
about right
course.
away.
So,
But these were
you
things I
know,
was doing
people know
early
us
on. I
as the
had
Airbnb
a
of the
retirement
industry.
fund
You know,
early
we
Right.
on.
pioneered the
I
whole space
had,
as a service. We have the
liability
daily
insurance. I had health
insurance with
insurance.
Lloyd's of
You know,
London.
I've
We
had like 3
have
surgeries. So
health
you can have
insurance.
3
We have
surgeries and
tax
still be
rabbit
doing something
partnership for
miserable.
Right.
people to,
You probably gotta have a
have
job,
someone come in
right?
and do their books,
But
which
I
nobody
have
loves
health
to do.
insurance,
And
Okay.
and I'm in
accounting
this
help
industry. I've never had
every month. We
any other
have people
job, thank
who are
knock
going to
on
help you
wood. So
get
I think
your
that you need
you
those
said health
products
insurance.
that
You
you
said health
think you're
insurance
gonna need just
and
working a
your
regular
loans, right?
job,
So they have
and you
all
can
that
still
covered.
do things and
And
still
so
be
now we're thinking
successful.
about
You
this
just gotta
whole
know how
retail
to be
partnerships,
fiscally
right? So
responsible with the money that you're
like, because
making to
everybody
put
has to
toward
use
the
products
products
every
that you
single
need for the
day,
future.
and how
Mhm.
we make sure that we're partnering with the right people to give you more money to keep in your pockets. Like, how can
all
we
of the
help
people that we
save
get to
more
serve
money
every day,
or
they're
make more
kind of like a
money?
mini Oracle. So
And
one of
then
the
there's like a long
have
list.
that our
Oh,
industry
payments,
doesn't
yeah.
have.
And then we're
And so we're
thinking
just taking
about
all of
mobile
that
payment
and giving
solutions
it
too.
to our
But there's a
Okay.
community on a
whole list on our
pay-as-you-go basis.
roadmap that if you
Oh, I
saw it, it
love
would
that. I
blow
love
your
that.
mind.
So there's one
But it
question that I ask
is
every
all
guest on the
because
show,
we're
and that
asking the
is,
questions
what
of our
is your
ShearShare community.
superpower as an
Tell us what it
entrepreneur?
is that is a heartache or a headache for them every single
I
month.
know
And we
yours.
are, to be darned, we are going to make sure we
adding
cross everything
zeros
off
to
that
other
list
people's
because
Oh,
this
wallet.
industry
okay.
is
Nice.
one that we think is the best in the entire
You
world.
spend
Mhm.
5 minutes with this man,
We
and
owe it
he'll
to
tell you
you.
something.
And I think
you're like,
too,
it
a lot of
sparks
these,
like a
a
whole
lot of these
idea.
licensed
You're off to the
professionals and a lot of
races.
these
You're
micro
writing a
business
book
owners,
or
they
creating
just
an
don't know
online
what they don't
course
know.
or
They're just
whatever
so
it
caught
is
up in
Mhm.
their artistic,
inspires. I would say my superpower
endeavors and their
is
business and wanting to be
bringing
successful. We
peace
want to make sure that
in
we're giving them
times
the
of
things that
chaos,
they
or like
need because a lot of the things that we're providing for them, we knew that they weren't thinking about right away, but these were I was doing early on. I had a retirement fund early on. I had, liability insurance. I had health insurance. I've had like 3 surgeries, so you can't have 3 surgeries and still be doing something business.
Right.
You probably gotta have a job. But I have health insurance, and I've been in this industry. I've never had any other job. Thank wood. So I think that you need those products that you think you're gonna need just working a regular job, and you can still do things and still be successful.
Oh, yeah.
You just gotta know how to be fiscally responsible with the money that you're making to put toward the products that you need for the future.
Oh, yeah.
We pretty much took like a big Oracle version when I was working at Oracle and said all of the people that we get to serve every day, they're kind of like a mini Oracle. So what do they have that our industry doesn't have? And so we're just taking all of that and giving it to our community on a pay-as-you-go basis.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So there's one question that I ask every guest on the show, and that is, what is your superpower as an entrepreneur?
You know what?
It's not superpower.
I'm just thinking.
I know yours.
I heard in my dream. I didn't just wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Is adding zeros to other people's wallets.
Nice.
Amazing.
Believe it
that.
when you hear
I
it.
mean, you spend 5 minutes with this man, and he'll tell you something. You're like, it sparks like a whole idea. You're off to the races. You know, writing a book or creating an online course or whatever. And so,
and I'm like, oh my god, I think
inspires.
That
I would say my superpower is bringing peace in times of chaos.
All our money into ShearShare.
Did you just laugh at me? Bringing peace in environments of chaos.
Same with
and
partnerships.
that could be opening up a new salon space. That could be graduating from beauty school and not knowing where to start. That could be that could be a number of anything. But I think that's a. Would you say that that's a
no? Like
no
if it's
superpower?
not a heck yes, it's a no.
Yeah, definitely. That
don't even think
by
twice about
default,
it.
for sure. I have a positive disposition no matter what, and I will always say that optimism for people, and you have to know that you have it.
Oh yeah,
competitive advantage. So use it to your advantage.
Our son just graduated from the Air Force Academy.
Oh yeah, I love that. Dr. Tye, do you have anything to say? I think Courtney already is.
I told him what it's
I think that you have to have a level of discernment. You have to have players discernment, and you have to believe. And I told him you have to believe your thoughts the first time you think them.
Okay, wow, that's a good one.
Because most of the time we don't believe our thoughts. We think it's just a joke. I told you.
Yeah,
Listen to that inner God. I just you know what? It's not something I'm just thinking. It wasn't just a voice I heard in my dream. I didn't just wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning by happenstance. I just didn't think about this just because I'm thinking about it.
Right.
Believe it when you hear it.
The spirit just didn't fit what we were building.
And I will say, Damali, this man,
the values, the culture,
strong gift of discernment, strong. So strong where we have walked out of meetings with investors, and I'm like, oh my God, I think that was going to be a good one. And Ty's like, no, we're not that money. I'm like, right? Like, what do you mean? We put all our money into ShearShare. What do you mean we're not taking this other person's money to help us with this thing? He's like, that's not the person
you gotta have someone there to kind of
same with partnerships. We've had many a people, many a brand, many that you guys know and love and really use today come to us and say, hey, we definitely got a partner with ShearShare.
And Ty's like, absolutely
not.
And
when he gets the sense that it's a no, like if it's not a heck yes, it's a no. And then move on and don't even think twice about it. And he has saved us so much heartache because of that.
She's asked me a couple times after meetings, what's your percentage scale? My son does the same thing. Our son just graduated from the Air Force Academy. And
congratulations.
Story. He's getting ready to enter the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
First went to the Air Force Academy. He had this great list of players that came in with him.
This has been amazing.
And I told him 7 players that wasn't going to make it.
Oh, wow. To send all my love and all my
they were just dropping like flies.
Share.
I told you. I was like, I'm not trying to say I told you so.
No.
I just think that this person's not going to make it. Most of the time, you have to trust your gut. We've had people that work with us that just couldn't make it. That's why they just didn't fit the spirit, just didn't fit what we were building, all the morals, the values, the culture. And so when you understand that type of thing between where you're at in the universe, you start to understand that there's a gift that you need to just kind of let out. So don't over question yourself. And she said earlier, and we're also she's not a risk taker, but she trusted.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you got to have someone there to kind of trust that, I'm not going to take you over into the abyss. I'm sure that you should. I'm trying to guys to get really coming to
and I can definitely, feel that because I followed my husband for the past 10 years. He has not led us astray. I'm able to sit here and chit chat with you guys. I met you guys because of following my husband. So I can definitely, thank you guys. I can relate to it. Day. So,
thank you.
In a world that doesn't celebrate that enough,
great advice on this episode.
Appreciate that. What would be I really do.
And there's a sense of peace that you give to someone that's wanting to start in the tech and beauty space. They wanted to start their next business.
Exactly. Like what in front of the straight bullet, and I don't have to ever worry about getting hit.
I would say
exactly right. Exactly. Well, I won't keep you guys. This has been an amazing conversation. I absolutely love you guys. I will continue to support, to send all my love love. Let all my stylist friends know
jump.
about
Most people
ShearShare.
don't
But before I let you go, please let us know where we can follow you guys.
Yes, please follow us on Instagram. You're going to see us
this
cracking
stat
up and
everywhere I
acting
go.
out as we
98%
are
of people would
building
never
this
try.
plane while we're flying it,
2% will
right?
think about it, and
But
only
it's fun.
1% will.
So follow us on
And so
Instagram
a
at
lot of times when
ShearShare.
we
We're at
celebrate the
ShearShare on every
1%ers, we
single social
celebrate the Oprah
channel.
Winfrey's, the Magic
Go to
Johnsons, the Bob Johnsons,
www.shearshare.com
all those
to
people who are
download
doing
the app for
amazing
free.
things.
We're
And I
free
just saw a
download on
billionaire list the other
Android
day.
and iOS.
Michael Jordan's on there, you know,
Come and have
Beyonce's
fun
on
with us.
there.
Hang out
All these
and
people on the
find
billionaire
all
list,
the
they're the
amazing
1%ers.
tools
We
that you
celebrate
need,
them, and we
but
buy
just
them.
on a pay as
When
you
in
go
actuality, they
basis.
did
There's
the
nowhere
same
else.
thing that
And we're also going to have
just
some breakfast,
just go out there,
breakfast tours, some dinner tours, some coffee and
and really
kikis,
bring out.
and we're going to let those tour dates out.
Figure
We
out
would
what
love
it
that
is
if you're in one of these cities, to make sure that you show up. We want to really introduce you guys to us, really coming to ShearShare. Damali, if you're in any of these places, we'll share our.
course.
We want you to be there, and just share with all your users, all your listeners, and all the people that you know that we want them to be part of ShearShare. We want to be able to help them maximize their earnings.
Amazing. Thank you guys and have a great day.
Thank you, Damali. The day before.
Mhm.